Welcome back to your regularly scheduled agitative propaganda. As per the stream title, let me continue the emulation here. God dang it, my headphone cord is... It's getting snagged on one of the... There we go. Legs of my chair. You reposition my mic. Okay, good. Good. Got everything lined up. Perfect. Alright. Continue. Yes, continue that. We are going to make some progress today, but more importantly, there were things that I had on my mind that I wanted to discuss, that I wanted to talk about. Hello, Gotron, welcome back. And so, while I do want to finish Subspace, because I actually have an idea of what I want to do after this, I have something in mind. Ah, it's Snake. Right now, it seems like a good time for me to talk about some of the things that have been on my mind. One of which I would actually be rehashing from another stream, but yeah. Imagine Armstrong being in Smash Brothers. Got that stupid idea. I'm not gonna lie, I think that would be awesome. If Senator Armstrong was in Smash Bros. Luckily, I can actually kind of play Snake. Kind of. So, okay. Oh yeah, I forgot that's his down smash in this game. That breaks my shield. Okay. So. Oh, I'm dead. The thing on everybody's mind right now, including my own, is that the fires in LA have not yet been put out. In fact, there's a decent chance that they get worse this week. I saw that in the weather forecast, as many news outlets are also saying, there are some winds forecasted. There's going to be some winds picking up. Saw a video of the prisoners on Mr. V's channel. Yes, I'm actually watching through that right now. Like, not as I stream, but I paused to go live, and I wanted to watch through the full thing. And I wanted to talk a little bit about the topics also present in that video, because I believe I have some thoughts to offer on them also. And I believe that my chat is sufficiently less insane than Vosh's chat, given that it's a much smaller environment, that somebody wouldn't come into chat to, like, earnestly defend slavery. You know what I mean? But first things first, right? I want to talk about the fires themselves. If furries have wall hacks, confirmed, that's true. Everybody who's a furry actually has that superpower. That's why furries have been public enemy #1, because they're cheating. You're not supposed to be able to do that. So yeah, the wind forecast could very well make the fires worse, and the fires were already pretty damn bad, right? Is this the worst wildfire in American history? Yes, and it's not even close. The second worst wildfire was the Great Chicago Fire of 1871, which to my knowledge was 2,000 something acres in size. This wildfire thus far, to my knowledge, is about 24,000 acres in size. It is easily 12 times the size of the next biggest wildfire in American history. Now, the death toll has not been as bad, thankfully. The death toll of the Chicago wildfire in 1871 was about I think it was over 1,000. I think over 1,000 people died as a result of the Chicago wildfires in the Chicago fire in the 19th century. Whereas the death toll in the LA fire so far, like, we haven't gotten some full numbers, but the order of magnitude of the death toll so far seems to be in the double digits. That's at least what most news outlets are speculating as to right now is that somewhere between, like, I want to say anywhere from 10 to like 50 people are estimated to have died from what limited information I've seen. That number is subject to change because, as you may have noticed, the fires are not done yet. The fires are still raging, and you know, the winds are going to pick up, which is going to make the fires more severe. But the way in which this is really worse than the Chicago fires is in terms of acres burned and property destroyed, right? The Chicago fires, due to them being much smaller, only really affected some like central and more industrial locations in the city, whereas LA, being an urban sprawl and stuff like that, it is much harder to put out the fires, and entire like neighborhoods have been burned to the ground by this. I feel like every 5 years there's a massive wildfire and they keep getting worse and worse. Yes, in fact, that's part of the pattern that I wanted to talk about, that this fire is the result of climate change. It is a result of the actions of the capital class that have created a worsening set of climatic conditions, resulting in drier and drier conditions, water shortages, inefficient use of space, and, well, you know, other resources like water, and stuff like that. And that effectively laid the groundwork for a fire like this to take place. Leading up to this fire, it was already only like a matter of time, but now it's like all hell is broken loose, kind of. I've heard Redding, California just isn't there anymore. It's gone. Yeah, I think Redding and the Pacific Palisades are two of the neighborhoods that were like most severely affected by this. I genuinely think this could be a bit like, oh, what like Chud Wojak of me, but I genuinely think this might be the beginning of the end for Los Angeles. Because if you think about the conditions that produced this fire, this is the wet season. This is the season when there's supposed to be a lot more moisture in the air, when, you know, water shortages are not expected to happen, when basically, when a fire like this, if there was ever a time for a fire like this not to happen, it would be this time of year. But it happened anyway, and it ended up being the worst fire in American history, outside of what would be ideal circumstances for this fire. You know? Ow. I'm dead. Can we just, like, not deny climate change even if we're going to get worse fire by 2030? The Southwest will burn while the Southeast drowns. It basically is that. When people think trees are flammable, things... I'm not sure I take your meaning. Literally midwinter. If it doesn't rain soon, imagine the absolute inferno that's going to break out come summer. Oh, yeah. If conditions don't improve... if there isn't something done, which I will get to what would need to be done to prevent fires like this, then the summer is going to be the end for LA. Like, if something significant doesn't change after this fire, then there's just going to be, it's a countdown till the next one, and it's only a matter of time until LA becomes literally unlivable, or until they take drastic, very significant, at least, action to make it hard for a fire like this to develop. You know? And of course, I've outlined whose fault it is, but now I need to outline what needs to happen. I feel like I want to outline what needs to happen so that a fire like this doesn't happen. What are the steps necessary to start combating the climate crisis at the point that you're getting fires so large that it destroys cities, right? In the case of LA, you literally need to, like, make car infrastructure a thing of the past. No more car infrastructure, because that produces sprawl, which makes it much harder to manage a large city. It's also a much less efficient use of resources like water. That puts a lot of strain on LA. And on the city's budget, on the city's resources, which was an issue. The fire department had actually, in the years leading up to the fire, had faced budget cuts. That's one thing that can be done and should be done ultimately. the other thing that should be done and needs to be done, or actually one of the two other things that needs to happen, is there needs to be like no more single family zoning. The density zoning in LA needs to increase a lot, because if you think about the kind of resources that's required for a decent sized single family house in a place like LA, the second largest city in the United States, that is like an order of magnitude more water than you would be using for like basically anything else. Apartment buildings and like even just low to mid-rise, you know, apartments, duplexes, triplexes, like anything that can get the sort of density of occupation in one of the largest cities in the country to where it really should be, is going to use a lot less water than single-family zoning. Single-family zoning is notoriously inefficient to such an extent that it is a meme that suburbs are a blighted hellscape that serve no economic purpose other than to let white people live separate from black people, and are a massive economic drain on the inner city where all the like actual development, culture, and business occurs. That's number one and number two. Number three is brush management. Fund the fucking fire department, California and LA. Holy shit. The fire department isn't just in a place like LA or really anywhere. The fire department doesn't just, or at least shouldn't just be responding to fires once they happen, after they happen, right? The fire department also is in charge of making sure that such a fire doesn't break out in the first place. You need to be doing brush management, especially because California, even before climate change got really bad, California had some very arid parts of it. In fact, LA was one such part, you know, known for being pretty dry. And I've read about this in archaeological journals and stuff like that. This is what my degree is in. I am, comparatively speaking, relative to the average American, I am an expert in the field. The American Indians, before contact times, would live in sort of a semi-nomadic or semi-sedentary sort of mode of organization, and they would do a lot of brush management. Even back in the day, even hundreds of years ago, thousands of years ago, conditions were dry enough that wildfires would be a threat. So you do controlled burns, you do brush management, you take like extra brush, you clear the brush, make sure that it would be hard for a fire to spread, such that like, well, it's less likely that a fire that bad happens. And if a fire happens, when a fire happens, because it's very likely that, you know, shit happens anyway, then the fire will be much easier to maintain and to contain. That's like some of the most important priorities that you could theoretically be addressing in order to fix something like this. It takes a long time. It's going to take a lot of resources. But one thing's clear. After like thousands of structures and billions of dollars, I think, you know, one of the early estimates was that like $50 billion of damage had occurred. Enabling conditions like this to keep occurring, like allowing conditions like this to persist, that would make fires like this likely to occur again, is not tenable. Like that, if anything led to the death of the second largest city in America, it would be continuing to like not do anything. That would kill LA for sure. Like I can't, you know, I'm not a climate expert, you know, that's for sure. I'm not a climatologist. So I can't say for sure that doing the right, like making the right choices at this stage would guarantee that LA would be saved. But I can guarantee that not doing anything to fix this, you know, saying like, yeah, you know what we really need to do? Fund the police even more. You know, that would be a great idea. Doing that would guarantee the death of LA as a city, like just straight up. And that I think is my takeaway about the fires themselves. You know, I wonder if I can get them to roll into the blast zone. That'd be pretty funny. Is that? No, that's not death. Now I want to actually offer my take on something that is related to the fires, but is not like the fires themselves. And that is the something that a lot of people have noticed and saw fit to comment on, which it is most certainly, you know, a subject to comment on. The presence of slave labor in the firefighting force. And, you know, how that pertains to, I don't know, I guess the fires, how that pertains to other issues that, you know, lefties like myself will frequently discuss. Give me that turn. Yeah, real Cryoraptor. Fires have always happened in the American Southwest, in the American West in general. The difference is now that systems and institutions have stagnated, budgets have been allocated in all the fucking wrong ways, and brush management and fire prevention isn't happening, they're literally bad enough to burn down a whole city. You know? And of course, you know, very characteristic of your garden variety late stage capitalist dystopia. A lot of the firefighters that have been fighting the fires, you know, God bless, of course, have been inmates who are not being paid, not a fair wage at the very least. The 13th Amendment of the United States Constitution outlaws the practice of slavery, except for in instances of punishment for a crime. So if you are a criminal, if you have committed any offense against the law and you go to jail or go to prison or what have you, the state can just make you a slave. Like, that's it. The state can just do that. And, yeah, America loves its slavery. To my knowledge, there aren't very many countries outside of the United States, if any, that are like this. You know, certainly there are a lot of... I mean, there are a lot of countries that have slave labor, but America, being a first world country, is somewhat unique in that we can't just do that wholesale. There are still sweatshops in America, don't get me wrong. You know, like, this stuff does exist in America, but our primary form of enslaved labor comes from the carceral state. And it's crazy that I'm saying that with a degree of banality because it's been normalized. But that is literally a product of the profit incentive. It is extremely profitable, as you know. This is just the dynamic at any business, to get people to work as much as possible for as little pay as possible. And what pay is less than zero? Like, you know, prison inmates, they'll work for free. In California's case, some of it is not literally for free. They're getting, I believe, a few dollars per hour. It's significantly less than the minimum wage. But, you know. Doesn't the U.S. now have the largest officially incarcerated population in the world? Yeah, we've held that record for a while. Gotta interrupt for a second if you don't mind, because I need a favor. Yeah, sure, what's up? I just finished talking about, you know, prison labor in the United States. How, like, nothing substantial was done to prevent the fires, and now the United States is responding by using slave labor to try and contain it. And I although it's possible that this prompts some change, I don't want to necessarily get too hopeful. I've been proven wrong before. And, you know, it'd be nice if prisoners were treated like human beings. You know, that would be pretty swell, I think. But that being said, what's up, 1v3? What you got? I have a bingo card of things I want to do in 2025. And one of the things is getting a hearted comment. Since you've got a YouTube comment, I think you know where I'm going with this. Oh, yeah, for sure. I can heart one of your comments. For sure. You know, long-time viewer and such comes with its privileges, I suppose. Ow. In fact, there's gonna be a There's actually a video that I'm fixing to post probably later today, even like as early as today, about Call of Duty. I did a react to Call of Duty Advanced Warfare because I find that game kind of interesting, and you know, stuff like that. So yeah, just find, you know, comment something clever. I'll drop a little heart. Ow. Get him out of here. I have 484%. And I'm dead. It's a horrible take on YouTube yesterday because my recommendations where it said conjuring countries does not affect the average person. Conjuring countries? What? Thanks for thinking as hard as I can. Good luck with the rest of the stream. I got some other business of my own. Yeah, no problem. I'll see you when I see it. Conquering countries. Oh, okay. Does not affect the average person. What a take. I presume that they're talking either about Ukraine or like Gaza or Lebanon or something. Those are the two contexts in which I could see somebody saying that. But, you know, very, very room temperature take, of course. A room temperature IQ take. Because a country being conquered absolutely has an effect on the population, the people that live there, right? I feel like I shouldn't really have to explain this, but I will anyway, because it tickles the academic and intellectual side of my brain, and I love doing that. Let's take, for example, the invasion of Ukraine by Russia, right? A military invasion, incursion, whatever, entails a lot of destruction. Destruction of material, of infrastructure, of people's livelihoods, and the killing of a lot of people. That literally affects the average person in every way imaginable. You know, their lives can be uprooted if they become refugees, or if they die, they die. That's crazy. People die if they are killed. And the absorption of Ukraine into Russia, outside of the violence that simply takes place during the invasion, would also have violent implications afterwards. They are subject to a new state with different rules and modes of representation or lack thereof. And it is very likely, given the way that Russia has acted with other states in its sphere of influence, that the Russian government would not be altogether very kind to the Ukrainian people. Not necessarily in an attitudinal sense, but just in terms of material outcomes. Ukraine being invaded by Russia has already seen a massive drop in the material conditions of living, and the incorporation of Ukrainian land into Russia would likely be another material downgrade long term, as Russia has a very nakedly oligarchical system that does not care much for the public good. And Ukraine, while it is still a liberal democracy with all of the flaws inherent to a capitalist system, has slightly better standard of living than Russia. Hope that clears things up for insert confused YouTube person here that will never see this. What is this cutscene? Peach just went, "Stop fighting!" and then they stopped fighting. Hi, LaBouffe. Welcome. How do you do? It even affects the average person in other adjacent countries as well. Yes, that's right, because it raises international attention, and also, you know, people have to seek refuge in other countries as well. You know, you create all sorts of economic turmoil by invading a country, you know? It ain't good. As for Ukraine, Russia has an obvious irredentist bent. The Ukrainian population would be suppressed as fuck. Yes, they absolutely would be. Russia has a very demonstrated pattern over its history. The Russian government has a demonstrated pattern of like, you know, not treating minorities well, shall we say. And Ukrainians would be a minority in Russia. They've already demonstrated a good degree of genocidal intent with respect to their justifications for invading Ukraine in the first place, you know? Jumping down Solid Snake made them look dummy thick. Solid Snake is dummy thick in this game, and I respect this game for that they made him dummy thick. I feel like I'm probably going to die as a result of this in this boss fight. So we'll see what happens. Oh, shit. I'm alive still. Okay. Or sure, like China, if you're... Oh, people here are ethnic Russians, always have been. Anyone saying otherwise is obviously an enemy spy. Yeah, the commonality between them is that they are both very fascistic countries with a sort of oligarchical set of institutions, not too dissimilar to the United States, but they have a much more ethnic supremacist bend to their international politics, a much more overt ethnic supremacist bend. America, obviously, very white supremacist country on the international stage, but the way we do it is more veiled than literally, like, blood and soil posting. We usually only reserve that for on behalf of Israel, right? Like, we reserve the insane blood and soil shit for when we're telling Arabs in America to stop being uppity, right? With Russia and China, that's, like, everyday shit for them. For the government. Obviously, I'm not, like... None of this is, like, supposed to be an essentialist thing about Russia or China. It is the way it is right now. There are circumstances that could produce things being very different. In fact, if anything, I feel like the blood and soil stuff might decrease with time, given that the control of the oligarchs has become more uncontested, naked, and undisguised, you know? Because the reason that that countries and the ruling class of any given country engages in all the blood and soil talk and the ethnic supremacist justifications for stuff is to sort of gin up support in a very reactionary populist population. And in a system that is so oligarchical that you don't really need to do that, you wouldn't need to do the ethnic supremacy shtick anymore. You know, you wouldn't need to do the bit because everybody would know that, like, it doesn't matter. This boss looks annoying. Yeah, I think it probably is, but every boss has been really annoying on the hardest difficulty so far, and, you know, I haven't been paying too much attention, so it's probably fine. There we go. Fox is a cop, confirmed. You saw a black man and instantly wanted to shoot him. Holy shit. I'm clipping that. You killed the combined twin person thing? Yeah, this is the stream where it gets exposed that I hate Siamese twins. Because I killed them instantly. Game & Watch joined the team. Nice. 49%. Speaking of cops, you say? It's only a couple days until the rich, gain full power. Oh, yeah. It's a couple days until the inauguration. Each lived to 176%, while Sheik dies at 46%. Great physics engine. Yeah, I feel like that's a product of the blast zones as much as anything, because I remember, I think, as Sheik, I died off the top, and Peach died off the side or something. It's way easier to die off the top in this game than off the side. Ow. Stop it. Where are we going? What? Boss fight? Oh, okay. I pressed the button. I like how this game is a war without being a war. Yeah, it's like, it's the fucking war on purple particle shit. The war on Master Hand or something. You have all the Smash Bros. Characters on one side, and then you have Master Hand and Crazy Hand and whoever else. Oh yeah, this room is probably really fun because you can't die in there. It's walled on all four sides, so you could probably get up to 9,000, like, not 9,000, good. 999%. Master Hand wants fascism, that's true. Master Hand is a fascist, confirmed. Don't you fucking thistle me. No, I'm dead! Okay. Ow. Ow. Am I dead? No, okay. I'm good. See, I died off the top there. It's funny that the power armor doesn't work as armor. Yeah, a little bit, because, how heavy a character is doesn't matter that much in this game because the, like, momentum canceling exists. Get out of here. Ow. Oh, right. The, like, lightsaber reflects stuff. Forgot about that. What else do I want to... Oh, yeah. I have a gun? They gave Pikachu a gun. That's crazy. I'm keeping the gun. Yeah, copyright safe lightsaber. Ow. My gun. Okay. You know what's funny? I ran in intending to get hit that time, and that's the only time I didn't get hit. Ow! It fucking ping-ponged me over there. What the hell? That's crazy. Get out of here. I think I could just down tilt this guy over and over again. There's nothing he can do about it. This is as low as I go? What? Can I not go any lower than this? Huh. Maybe I have to go up. Go over to this one. God, Samus runs slow. Going here. Oh, yeah. Yeah, if Samus had all her powers, she could fly infinitely. She wouldn't need to worry about, like, dying off the bottom. Fuck it. I meant to do that. I didn't, but we can pretend that I did. Man. Samus sucks in Brawl, much better in Smash 4 and Ultimate. Yeah. Samus was, like, okay in Melee as well. It's just... Brawl was just not kind. Brawl was not kind to a lot of characters in the cast. You know? Okay, I did it. Nice. And I'm at the end. You're either Meta Knight or you have some sort of massive flaw. Yeah, you're either like Meta Knight. Ice Climbers were also meta in Brawl because wobbling exists in Brawl. You could throw them back and forth infinitely. Anybody that had an infinite was viable in Brawl. And anybody who didn't really struggled. Unless it was like Fox or Pikachu. Actually, no. Just Fox. I think Fox is the only viable character in Brawl that like didn't have an infinite or something like that. Pikachu had an infinite. I don't know if Fox did. I think Fox was just, like, pretty good. Fox is the only character in this game that I feel like that doesn't play, like, complete shit. Like, it doesn't feel, like, horrible to play. But anyways. Where was I looking at this one thing that I saw earlier? I think it was the More Perfect Union channel. Let me look this up. I gotta talk about this real quick. It's a blast of the past to one of the Minecraft videos, I think. More Perfect Union. Shoutouts to More Perfect Union. Fucking one of the only like 2 fucking news outlets that I trust with any degree of consistency. Okay, here we go. Of all things, this came from a YouTube community post, you know? They're very prolific, very active on YouTube and Twitter and Blue Sky, and they post some cool stuff. You might remember I did I don't know if it even got turned into a segment, but a little while ago I talked about, like, corporate bullshit speak, and how, like, for a while, every corporation was obsessed with what they called, like, quiet quitting, which, if you're not familiar because you don't live in a dystopian hellscape as advanced and late stage as America, quiet quitting is when you do your job as it's written in the job description. That's what it is. Corporations wanted to come up with a term that they can coin this to make it sound less normal, so that they could justify having laborers do unpaid work. Like, that's the whole thing. And recently, people have sort of... I guess that term has sort of fallen out of favor, because everybody's like, oh yeah, people fucking hate us, the corpos, and like, they don't really want to do slave labor. Imagine that. They don't want to work literally for free. How do we fix that? You know, like, that was the prevailing priority for like all of the dickheads who are writing opinion pieces. So we got this absolute gem from Forbes. Why soft quitting at work could be more dangerous than quiet quitting. If you read the article, it's literally just quiet quitting again. And again, quiet quitting is when you do your job like it says in the job description. What they're referring to is that, like, a lot of times at work, bosses will be like, yeah, you know how we say that you're supposed to do this and this other stuff as part of the job? We want you to do extra stuff too, actually, but we're not going to pay you, like, overtime or extra for the extra work that you're doing that isn't in the job description. But we're going to try to make you feel bad. Not only feel bad, there are other consequences for this, but we're going to phrase it as though you're not doing your job when you are literally to the letter in the job description doing your job. You know? It's part of actually it's part of that race to the bottom that I've mentioned every now and again, where like the end state of capitalism is just like they want to just employ slaves. Like, slavery is just the natural end state of all capitalist modes of employment, because the company and the bosses want to pay people as little as possible to do as much work as possible. And the least you can pay somebody, the lowest possible number that somebody could be paid to do work, is 0. You know, barring any sort of Rube Goldberg-esque debt traps that companies will sometimes try to trap people in. You know? But of course, I mentioned that there are other consequences for this. The sort of trying to make people have hurt fifis for doing their job right is not the only thing that companies are doing here, because people who work in, like, an office environment or some place where this is likely to come up might know that there's, like, performance reviews and stuff that that people get from the higher ups or whoever's job it is to give those performance reviews. And, you know, if you get a negative performance review, you can get punished. You could potentially even lose your job. And so one of the really, really scummy things, which probably isn't illegal, unfortunately, that companies do, is that they will not only, like, tut their employees for not playing ball in this kind of environment, but there will also, like, write negative performance reviews and, like, write you up or some shit, or reprimand you to HR or something like that. And people could lose their jobs over this. Lose their job for doing their job, and for, like, not being slaves, you know? Really great economic system. Truly one of the most economies of all time. Eventually gonna invent robots to kill everyone and only have rich people and robots. Yes, and that is actually an incredibly astute observation, Gotron, because that is the purpose of AI. The purpose of generative AI, you know, those, like, image generating algorithms, whatever, some people might call them, like, large language models or whatever. The purpose of that is to replace human laborers with something that is not sentient and therefore does not have rights or needs beyond, you know, how much electricity you use to power the computer or something like that. And AI doesn't need to be paid. And AI doesn't need health benefits. It doesn't need a place to live. It doesn't need to pay rent, you know? And it doesn't have any of the protections, meager though they may be, as afforded by human rights and labor law. And all of this chicanery about, like, oh, quiet quitting and soft quitting and quiet hiring and all the other bullshit language they use is just a way to try to get a source of labor that you don't need to pay for. You know? Given the cost of living, the minimum wage in many states is just slave labor with extra steps. Yeah, actually, and a lot of people got made fun of. You know, yet another instance of the biggest crime of the left being that they were too right too early. Is that a lot of people point out how similar wage labor is to slavery, and how similar an extremely low minimum wage is to slavery-like conditions, and people get made fun of for it because it's like, oh, well, you're not literally slaves, you have some protections under the law. Like no, motherfucker. Like, realistically, your rights in a liberal democratic system, or, you know, liberal capitalist system, are only as meaningful as the mechanism of enforcement or the mechanism of upholding said rights and protections. And when a lot of the mechanisms of safeguarding people's rights requires money, if you don't have money, you don't have rights. So in a very Byzantine sort of way, having extremely low wages for wage labor basically recreates a lot of the dynamic that was present in the antebellum United States when there was slavery, and in other places where there is slavery today. I hate the median voter. They're like, everything is fine, and then something blows up, and they're like, everything will be fine. I can't hold it against the median voter in most cases, because, like, you think about it, right? You turn on the TV or you go to social media, you look at any news outlet, and that's the narrative. The narrative is, guys, everything is fine. Like, how are they gonna put together that everything, like, how are they gonna put together in what way things are not fine when no fucking news outlet is going to tell them in what way things aren't fine, right? Like, if you think about how, you know, people are just products of their environment. So if somebody is like repping that viewpoint, I can't necessarily be mad at them for doing so unless they have been exposed to something that they should have like known better, basically, you know? And if you look at a channel like More Perfect Union or The Lever or any of these news outlets that like straightforwardly cover stuff from like a pro-labor perspective, when people get told like, hey, here are the ways in which everything is really not okay. Here are the ways in which corporations are screwing me. People come forward with stories. They're like, yeah, actually, this is happening at my work. This is happening to me. This happened to a friend of mine. And people are validated in their personal experiences. But the more that they're gaslit by like mainstream legacy news outlets and by the Joe Rogan types of the world, the more they are like reluctant to share or to develop that collective understanding, because they're like, well, maybe it's just me. Maybe things are fine. You know, it sows that doubt. My union is completely redundant. It's just a propaganda mouthpiece for the various retail company its members are employed in. One of the problems of trade unionism, unfortunately. Rosa Luxemburg mentioned this, that you know, well, I shouldn't even bring up Rosa Luxemburg, I guess. I mean, she's been dead a long time, you know, who cares what she has to say, but it's very formative to my viewpoint. And certainly it is the case that unions are still a part of the company. They're not necessarily a part of like the board of directors or whatever. But the lifeline of a union is tied to the lifeline of the company, right? So there is like a definite way for unions to basically abandon its workers and its members, right? Members much more rarely, because the union's primary function is to look out for the interests of its members. But because the members are part of the company, that can lead to unions not really being a great vehicle for workers in general. It's way better than nothing, I will say that. Even a bad union is usually better than no union at all. But there's always, like, usually you want to reform in instances like that, you know, like a change in union leadership and stuff like that. I want. Can I play as Pikachu? Oh yeah, there he is. It keeps pushing the button and it does different things. Yeah, he has the one fucking Ganondorf has the fucking advance the plot button. I'm dead. Get me out of here! No, my shield is broken. I'm dead again. Yeah, I unlocked the slave owning Rob. Get this motherfucker out of here. No! Damn it. Well, now I have to play as Rob. Ow. You know what? Actually, that works out, kind of. Am I dead? Holy shit, that was close. Okay. I'm definitely not getting through this, but see if I can make any sort of significant progress as Rob. I broke my shield. Never mind. Okay. How does the robot eat food? Don't worry about it. It definitely feels like the very hard and intense difficulties of Subspace Emissary were made for multiplayer. Yeah, I have a feeling that is indeed the case, especially because some of them have you in a 2 versus 1 situation where it's like literally unfair if you're not playing with somebody else. Fuck. Don't kill me. Okay. Oh, I hit him! I got him from fucking downtown, dude. Those guys are really weak to multi-hit moves. These like floating paper spirit things. Yeah, the flows or whatever. No, damn it. In some games, hard difficulties mean that blocking is not an option, only dodging. Yeah, I could conceptualize that. I don't know. I feel like there's one or two games that I might know where that's the case. But I wouldn't, like... It would take somebody having, like, naming them for me to remember what they are. Ow. Here blocking is an option, you know, allegedly. Cool. Ow. What? These things? Ow. Get out of here. I'll get to those messages in a second. I really don't want to die this time. Okay. Got it. One game I played, the scanning was so bad, if they hit you, you lost half your health. Damn, that sounds like Dark Souls. Nagangog sounds like a slur. You know, it kind of does. I feel like, you know, maybe I shouldn't have said that. I feel like I just fucking did a racial epithet to somebody. That's fucked up. He had all the Robs regain their freedom just in time for them to learn that their death was inevitable. Damn. I don't know. I guess better to die a free robot or whatever. Shit. Pikachu, Samus. I'll do DK. And the enemies in the game hit you really fast. They weren't slow. They jumped you with multiple opponents. Damn, that's really fucked up. What the hell? Stop! Stop doing that! Oh, for the love of... There was no route for me to escape that. I hope you guys could see that. Stop it. No, get me out of here, please. Thank you. Smash the eye. Average voter's fate. They were juggling you. Yeah. What? They fucking have testicle-seeking minds or some shit. Balls detected. And they fucking just go in on you. Stop it! Okay. Maybe if I hide over here. Alright. No, get me out of here. Dude, get me out of here! What is my run? Okay. I can't believe I made it through all of that. Stop. Oh my god. Run, 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 run. The fate of the joke. Oh, the fate of joke is the robots you couldn't remember? I gotcha. Thank you, maximum tomatoes. I'm gonna fucking need this. There's about to be a boss fight or something. Or maybe not. Cutscene. Okay. Blue Falcon! Yes. I agree. It's meta Ridley? Yeah. Yeah, okay, I remember this boss fight. Shit. Captain Falcon, Pikachu, Samus, and DK again. I think it's easy as long as you don't go past the time limit. Yeah, the time limit tends to be pretty generous, I think. Ow! Ow! What? How did I get over there? Excuse me? Legitimately don't know where I went. Okay. I feel like you can dodge a lot of his attacks by kind of jumping. Yeah. Getting that feeling. Ow. Holy shit. That does hella shield damage. Ooh, super scope. Fucking ow! Yeah, brawl physics moment. Oh, that time it just straight up didn't hit me. That's kind of wacky. What? Excuse me, game? Alright, DK, fucking help me out here. Punch his ass. Alright. The game that released from Samus was infected with an addictive virus drug. Damn, Samus did, like, cocaine or some shit? That's kind of crazy. Fucking Ridley lands on the blue falcon and I die instantly. It just takes me all the way down to hell. The gang's all here, kind of. Some blue belly thing. The drug was weird. I haven't played the Metroid games. My dad actually might know what that is. He plays a lot of Metroid. Okay. Get me out of here, please. Thank you. Rob has joined the team. I think at this rate I've unlocked, like, most of the cast. Entrance to Subspace. Epic cutscene coming up. Yeah. I'll have to go back and look to see if I said all I wanted to say about, like, that soft quitting bit. But if I didn't, I'll just end it by saying, like, the fucking owning class hates you and wants you to work to death because it gets them, like, $69.69 extra every 3 months, and that's, like, important for their growth targets or some shit, and so they're like, yes, perish. And that's what quiet quitting is they expect you to work without paying you. It's some bullshit. I don't know why I skipped the movie. It just... I'm a fucking simple man. I saw a big green A button on screen and I pressed it. Anyways. It's a Star Wars reference? Probably. It could also be reference to some other shit. I don't know. Oh, dude, I get to pick, like, whatever fucking character I want. This is sick. Captain Falcon, Peach, Fox, and then who else do I play in this game sometimes? Or who else do I... I don't know, probably Snake. Did you hear about those billionaires who own 70% of California's water? What? Alright, well that might be actually better AGIT prop than whatever I could come up with, because holy shit. That is some, like... That is some demon shit, let me tell you. Auto-scroll. When you have so many characters, it just shows you the select screen. Like, just pick who you want. Doesn't even surprise me. Yeah, I mean, I guess in retrospect, it's kind of obvious because, like, yeah, I guess everything is owned by billionaires and the class of people that they come from anyway, right? I don't think I shouldn't be that surprised by that, but like, usually that's the kind of thing that you'd expect Nestle and those other corporations to be like more active in the third world, but I guess they like ran out of ways in which to make life in those countries worse, so they just came back to America and decided to do it here too. So makes sense, I suppose. Damn it. Anywho, now I want to rehash something that I may turn into a segment, maybe, that I talked about on another stream, but I wasn't fully coherent on, and that is Mr. Brian F. Very cool YouTube individual. Certified parasociality moment, I guess. I don't know. I find his content very interesting. You destroy that thing. Okay. Capitalists tell me there shouldn't be a limit to how much you should own. Like, what about everyone else? And they're like, I don't know. That's true. Brian F is a fighting game YouTuber, one of the best in the business, in my opinion. Certainly one of the biggest out there. He does Street Fighter stuff for the most part. And I watch his Street Fighter stuff quite frequently, actually. Get out of here, stupid tank thing. And he recently, sometimes he'll put out, most of the stuff he does is directly related to fighting games, but sometimes he'll post something that's not exactly related to that. And what I found interesting was one such segment. He did a video segment, put it on his Clips channel about Dune, the Dune movies. And he went on a very long spiel about how he did not like Dune Part 1 particularly. Like he said he really didn't like it. And I was wondering, like, okay, how's he gonna justify this, basically? Like, what is he going to say that he didn't like about it? Yeah, you remember, because you were there for this. Like, what didn't he like about it? And it was the ending. It was like, okay, you know what, that's fair. And he came in real hot with his take on Dune 1. And, of course, most of the stuff that he said, you could, like, reasonably justify it, right? He said, like, in his eyes, one of the biggest sins in filmmaking is when you blue ball the audience, and he said that's, like, exactly what the ending to that movie did. And so, in that context, his take makes perfect sense, you know? But, people in chat were doing the typical, like, L take, this ain't it, chief kind of shtick when somebody gives a disagreeable opinion, because it is disagreeable. It is designed for somebody to it's like an opinion that somebody could very reasonably look at and be like, I disagree. But I honestly, in a way, I find some of that, like, kind of behavior to be more egregious than having a disagreeable take, because it shows a degree of uncritical engagement, right? Like, lack of critical understanding of what anybody is talking about. It's fine to disagree with Brian F. In fact, like, I will disagree if I think there were some points where he said that Dune 1 was a bad movie, or something like that, or he kind of hinged on that. And I think I disagree with that. I kind of disagree with the sentiment of what he was saying there. But I'm content to leave it at, like, yeah, it's just kind of a casual disagreement, and that's it, right? Like, I don't think he's wrong to feel a certain way about Dune. I think it's a good movie, right? And what most importantly, what I wanted to say is that I respect the thought process, right? Like a lot of times, like I said, I would rather be in the company of like the live streamer who the you know, the content man who did think out the opinion, like Brian F, not the type of person to just say some shit without thinking, right? But then like comes to a somewhat disagreeable conclusion, rather than chat who will have a conclusion that's pretty like middle of the road, but they like they don't fucking think, you know. Twitch chat not known for the enlarged cranial capacity and intellectual might, you know what I mean? And for that, I find Brian F's Dune segment to be somewhat valuable, because it's like the art of the media take, right? Brian F and Vosh as well kind of malign for the like not very popular media takes, if that makes sense. I don't even want to watch Dune because everyone says it's the best since sliced bread. Well, then in that case, you probably won't feel that bad about me spoiling it, because I'm about to do that in a little bit, you know. And so I know that when people in Twitch chat are presented with like a disagreeable opinion, it's very tempting and easy to, well, disagree, but then just kind of do so based on reaction and just reaction. It's important to like understand what somebody is arguing in order to disagree with it. Does that make sense? Like online left people want you to be sheep for some reason. I don't think that's like an online left thing, really. I think it's just like an online thing, and like I didn't think that hard about it thing, you know. He's having to play this and talk at the same time. Sorry, it's kind of rough. You know, the art of the media take, right? As I was saying, you know. And that doesn't mean you have to agree. Like, none of what I'm saying means that you have to agree with like anybody's take on something just because they have a consistent rationale behind it, right? But what it does mean is that I think people should make it a priority to, even if they disagree, they should ask, like, they should try to explain, like, okay, why do they disagree? You know? And because I think that's intellectually healthy, you know? Some people say they're different people when they're online and offline, and that's very true. People are very different, online versus offline. You know, there's different communication styles and stuff that prevail online versus not online, you know? Bro, he survived on 1 HP again. Get out of here! Okay, finally. Now what do I do? Oh, this part. I might be able to actually get this guy? Okay. Alright, that's progress, though. But, you know, that being said, I did like Dune 1. But I understand, you know, people that didn't, there's, like, valid reasons to not like a movie. Even one that's really good, like I believe Dune 1 to be. I'm not going to tell you that it's the best thing since sliced bread, because I don't really have that. I don't have such a strong, like, end-all be-all opinion either on Dune or on sliced bread. You know what I mean? Sliced bread is overrated? Maybe. Um, oh, that was the end of the level, I think. Or maybe not. What the hell? In fact, it probably helps my opinion on Dune that I watched part 1 and 2 relatively close together. I watched part 1 in 2024, a little bit before part 2 came out, and then I saw part 2 when it came out. Yeah. Sorry, again, kind of rambling. The point is just that critical thinking is important, right? Whether you talk a lot about politics like I do, whether you just talk about something that you're interested in that isn't politics, whether you talk about fighting games, whether you talk about media, especially if you talk about media, because media is art. You know, a movie like Dune. Movies are a form of art. Dune is art. It's okay not to like it. But, you know, whenever you have an opinion on a piece of art, I think you really should be able to explain what your opinion is and why you have it. Because otherwise you're engaging in a sort of reactionary non-critique, right? And I think that kind of defeats the purpose of art. Because art is all about getting you to think. And Dune got me to think. Master Hand bleeding? Yeah, true. This game's rated T for teen. No, he fucking Medusa'd everybody. Oh, there goes Taboo. Doing his thing, and then everybody's dead. Except, I think... Oh, right, the portals and shit. In fact, hey, here's a bit of Godwin's Law for you guys. Who's ready for me to mention the Nazis in a segment where I'm talking about how I respect a certain YouTuber for their art takes? I bet you guys weren't ready for that one. Being critically aware of your own thought processes and being able to explain why you have a certain opinion, especially on something like art, is one of the best steps to, like, basically not become so stupid that you become a Nazi being like, yeah, that art is degenerate and bad because I hate it. And I hate it because it's degenerate and bad. Or I like it because it's glorious and good. You know? Nazis not known for being smart. One of the things they did was they cracked down on all forms of art that didn't glorify the state or the master race. Yeah, it's the same reason that, like, Nazis really like AI art, because it is extremely easy to produce slop with any real degree of individual expression or creativity. Remember, Nazis are collectivists, you know? And they love the ability to deprive humanity and expression from the world. Like, I know it sounds super cartoonish, but you know who else is cartoonish? Nazis. You know? And this is not me saying that everybody in Twitch chat who disagrees with Brian F is literally a Nazi. Although I have seen literal Nazis in my Twitch chat before, they are not that uncommon. What I am saying is that if you want to be not a Nazi, if you want to be not an idiot moron idiot who hates Jews, you should invest a little bit of thought into understanding your and other people's opinions on art, you know? Oh, Lucas. Wait, there's got to be something in that door, right? What's in here? Ah, Hit and Falco. Okay. Is there anything down here? Old box. The giant blue penguin know that was gonna happen. I don't know. Okay, there you go. You have to charge that up. I fucking hate those things. The one with the hammer? Yeah, I know what you're talking about. And I don't think he knew that was gonna happen, but I'm not sure, because Sakurai loves to make his characters the main characters, you know. Future me, I've rambled for long enough. There's the segment about Brian F. where I talk about art and how the Nazis hated art, and if you're a Twitch chatter who fucking just reactively says, like, L take, then you are literally Hitler. Yes, great. And cut the segment. Fucking stop. If you want to make this coherent, you're gonna have to edit it. Hey, what do you think I do usually with my videos? Okay. Get this guy out of here. Wait, you can go up here? That's crazy. Oh. No, I'm fucking dead. Oh, no, wait, I've got another life. Okay. Mars! Sometimes I also forget how good and, like, how strong rolling and spot dodging is in this game as well. Dude, Luigi's so slippery. No, I'm dead! Insert call Luigi meme? Yeah, true. There were going to be a bunch of scenes, cut scenes with DDD's backstory, but they were cut. Oh, really? Basically, DDD was offered a place in the Subspace Army and told them to fuck off, and he made the pins that revive trophified players after a while. Oh, wow, that's pretty cool, actually. Okay, so I assume that is where you're... Wait, no, that's where I came from, not where I'm supposed to go, necessarily. Oh, come on, I hate that those disappear after a little while. Okay. Huh? Oh, these just go back down. Okay. You ain't getting me this time, Voltorb. Fuck you. Never mind, he got me this time also. Alright. Is this a bonus area? Yes, it is. Oh, get me out of here! No, I'm fucking dead. I can't run that fast as Luigi. Okay. You might actually have to be Ness in order to make that back, because Ness has PK Thunder. Okay. Wow, he died off the top? That's kind of crazy. I've never actually hit a subspace enemy in a way that made them die off the top, but not from them losing health. That is legitimately kind of wild. Get this fucker out of here. Oh, this baseball bat actually might be pretty good for these kind of guys, these enemies. Get out of here. Alright. Okay, I'm making my way through this. It's funny that Ness has more appearances in Smash Brothers than he does in his own franchises. Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate because Earthbound was really cool. I remember I played Earthbound. I don't remember a lot of it, even though it is otherwise a very memorable game. There's some really, really funny stuff, including an oddly, like, when was the last Earthbound game? The early 2000s? Not even. the only Earthbound games that the United States got were Mother 1 and 2, which Mother 2 came out in 94. There's like an oddly poignant part of Earthbound where you get jumped by 5 cops. And I was like, oh, okay. Kid getting jumped by the cops. Oh boy. There's also tons of like, you're the weird kid on the playground kind of stuff, which is really fun. Like goop monsters as the fucking enemies and shit. Wait, is the camera just circling around? It is. Ah! Captain Falcon, come here. What the fuck? How do they expect you to do this? Is there a reason what Mother 3 never got translated? I honestly think, like, given the content of that game, I honestly think that it might be because the game was deemed to be too dark for American audiences. And you know what? I can't say I blame them for that determination. Because, yeah, I mean, I don't know if I would be comfortable releasing a game like that to general audiences either, you know? You stop! Game! Who would... Yeah, whoever made this was on crack. How dark is it? Well... The bad guy in that game is a time-traveling character from the other Mother game, from Mother 2, aka Earthbound. Who you actually... he has a dystopian dictatorship, a totalitarian dictatorship where he's basically worshipped as being completely above everybody else. And if for whatever reason he has it in for you particularly, and by whatever reason I mean most likely that you Lucas, the main character, have PSI abilities, and he basically sicks his like army on your family, kills your mom, brainwashes your brother into such a state that after you fight him at the end, he realizes what he's done and what he's become and what happened to him and everybody else, and he kills himself. That's the kind of dark shit that's in that game. And that's, I suspect, why they didn't release it to American audiences, because that's very, very sensitive material. Oh, okay. I thought that was me dying. I was going to be like, what? That's insane. Yeah. Oh, come on. Stop! Oh my god. This is what fucking crack does to your brain. That's very dark for a Nintendo game. Yeah, and it's not like Pokemon, where a lot of that remains in the subtext of the game. This is the text of the game. None of this is subtext. You also, at the very end of the game, you destroy the world. It's like, it's kind of like one of those fulfilling the prophecy moments, but the prophecy is that the world will be destroyed and be brought to ruin, and everything will be chaos and hellfire and stuff. And it's like, wow, okay, yeah, it kind of just was. Yeah, I'm just getting the hell out of there. I think from this point on, you can actually... So technically you kill everybody? Yeah, I think so. And by the way, the dictator that killed your mom, brainwashed your brother, and, like, burned down your whole town... He does that too, by the way. He burns down your entire village. He doesn't die. Like, he gets... he puts himself in this capsule where he can't escape. Like, he's isolated in there forever, but he's still alive. And he's like, immortal. He'll never die. I forget, DD's back air is actually a little bit different in this game. Also, this boss fight isn't that hard because Bowser sucks. Even though he's, like, Giga enhanced and shit. Like, he might be dead. Or maybe not. Ow. Yeah, dead. Okay. Have you got shafted hard in Brawl? Yeah. DDD is the only viable heavy in Brawl. Yeah, and it's because he has an infinite on some characters. At least partially. And I don't think infinites are banned. I don't think they are. You know? Was that reusing a cutscene? No, because it was like, they were setting it up to be like, and then you don't fight this time, because DZD's like, hey, listen, dickhead. You know? Cool. So these are all the characters that I unlock by freeing them, I think. And I think there are more characters that you have to free after the fact. Yes, thank you, Kirby. Very cool. Furbo revives the rest. Ah, yeah, okay. So I'm Kirby now. Yeah, just eat stuff off the ground. So true. Ow. Oh yeah, I forgot. Kirby has a different dash attack in this game. For whatever reason, in Smash 4 and in Brawl, Kirby's dash attack is a little different. He has the instead of him having the fire dash attack, he has the yo-yo dash attack. Mr. Saturn. Ow. What? I got ping-ponged by shit I didn't even see! Of course, Kirby's the one that saves the day. Sakurai and his self-inserts. I mean, wouldn't you? If you had created, like, a game like this, you know? But yeah, it is silly. We poke fun at him a little bit for it. I mean, he did create Kirby when he was, like, 16, right? Am I dead? No. Oh, well, there's Meta Knight. Alright. Guys can be near his deathbed. Well, if he was 16 in the 80s, he might be in his 50s now. Right? Or like, yeah. If he was 16 in, like, 1985 or 6, then he'd be something like, he'd be in his 50s. So he's about my dad's age. Huh? Oh, Link. And not much else. Okay. Oh, wait. This is a... Huh? I thought this was a door. Evidently not. Go down here? Yes, I do. Okay. Ah! The sexual harassment enemy! Oh, 54. I think Ultimate was his last SMH. I mean, good for him, right? I have no doubt they'll keep making Smash Bros. Games. I don't know. Saying here, Lucario. Jeez. Do you want to jump scare you for a second? Say it's great to see how many frequent chatters you have now. Congrats. Yeah, thank you. I'm trying to sort of refocus streaming and like YouTube as part of my life and stuff. Oh boy, this ain't gonna be good. Am I alive? I am. Oh, not anymore. I'm regular. Most of these people don't show up. Hey, let's be fair to the other chatters now. I've got some people that have been known to drop by from time to time. You know, when I say regular, I mean just people who will like have bouts of dropping by frequently and like know me from either Twitch or YouTube. You know. Thank you. Actually gave me a boost. Okay. I'm gonna have to go back after this, because there was a bunch of paths that I missed. And I'm dead as fuck! Smash 6 will be a thing. We'll finally get Waluigi. God willing. And I already need the Max Tomato, goddammit! No way we wouldn't have gotten Waluigi by Brawl or Smash 4 if it wasn't for Sakurai vetoing him. Part of me believes that Sakurai vetoed Waluigi because it would be funny to keep vetoing Waluigi from being in a Smash Bros. Game. Yeah, of course. The presence is always, you know, it's always appreciated when people stick around or come back or whatever. You know? Why does it feel like this next decade is what if fascism had internet? Because that's what it is, for the most part. You know? I'm getting owned by the sexual harassment enemies right now. So far, so something on this. What's up? His reasoning was that Waluigi isn't a significant enough character. You know what? I can actually kind of see where he's coming from with that. As weird as it sounds. You know? Because Waluigi isn't as much of a fixture in the Mario games as Wario is, funnily enough. I mean, people, you know, people like Waluigi, but... I don't know. Either way, I know it, like, it really does feel like it has to at least partly be, because it's funny to keep not having Waluigi, you know? And I respect the meme. Yes! Finally, maximum tomato. Okay, cool. Okay. Obviously there's Rob over here, but I think you're supposed to, yeah, you're supposed to keep going this way, but pretty messed up in some media. It shows women as super horny creatures. Well, people are horny, right? Like, I don't want to like get anything twisted there. People are horny beings, right? Usually, unless they're asexual. The issue is that fascism literally doesn't think, like, fascists don't think that women are people, which is dumb as hell. Ow. Big Kirby. The accursed ice climbers. Reckon a bunch of characters will have to get cut in the next Smash Bros. Yeah, I actually kind of... This is why I actually feel like Melee for a very long time is going to be the most resilient and best Smash Bros. Game. Because a lot of platform fighters that aren't Smash Bros. Have just tried to emulate Melee. Even Smash Ultimate tried to bring the game back a little bit more to what Melee was. You know? Kind of like how a lot of people still play Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. A lot of people still play Super Smash Bros. Melee. Like, you know, it might not be the absolute biggest game. Whatever the current Smash Bros. Game is likely going to be a bigger game than you know, Melee. But at the same time, it's like it's a game that's probably gonna have a very, very long lifespan. You know, does that make sense? Because since it's a Smash Bros. Game, the skill floor is still not that high. You know, platform fighters are not that hard to pick up. But the skill ceiling is really high. And the movement feels really good. Get this guy out of there. Is there stuff up here? No. Melee is the Mario Kart Wii of the Smash franchise? Yeah. I'm dead as hell. Probably only Ness and Falcon are safe. The original 12 are safe. So Mario, Luigi, Pikachu, Fox, Ness, Captain Falcon, Samus, Yoshi, and Donkey Kong. And Link. And Jigglypuff. Those characters are safe. As far as I can gather. And Kirby, if I didn't say Kirby. You know, the original 12 roster of Super Smash Bros. 64 are going to be in probably every Smash Bros. Games. The OG 12 are given. I meant more in the context of characters from dead franchises. Oh, yeah. Okay, so it saves that I got those characters. Ow. Get that out of there. Bye. Alright, I'm just gonna rush it this time. I hate that fucking enemy. I'm not dead. Now I'm dead. Imagine a Smash Bros. Game where there isn't Kirby. That would be, that's unthinkable. Well, I died, but I killed that thing. They tried to cut Lucas, but he was too popular. Yeah, there are some characters I anticipate being more popular than others in Smash Bros. That it'll be very hard to justify cutting them from the roster, you know? Mewtwo was another character like that. People were really upset that Mewtwo wasn't in Super Smash Bros. Brawl. So, like Lucas, they brought him back as DLC in Super Smash Bros. For Wii U and 3DS. Bowser's beating the shit out of Ganondorf. Of course, as you do. They really didn't want to bring Mewtwo back, but he was just way too popular not to bring back. Yeah. Yeah, because, like, anybody who knows Pokemon loves Mewtwo. Hot take, how many people do you think will actually have played the Mother games? Not that many. I think the Mother series has a cult following. But anybody getting introduced to the Mother games is very unlikely unless there are like, unless there's either a new game made in the Mother series, which is extremely unlikely, and I think that's actually for the better, or from Mother games being like ported and updated to newer consoles and hardware and stuff. He should definitely be gone in the next Smash. He was just a gimmick promotional character in Melee. Yeah, he was a joke character. Wario picking his fucking nose. Some weird fandom. Yeah, that's right. There's some fan games for the Mother series. Some of them are actually quite good. But you know, a lot of if not many people know about Mother, even fewer people know about the Mother fan games. You know, I think I've got most of the roster at this point. All right, who do I want to pick? Obviously, Captain Falcon, of course. Peach, of course. Maybe go. Ganondorf would be a fucking death sentence, but I do know how to play Ganondorf. Mother's the reason why we have Undertale, funnily enough. Yeah, I remember at the time, I was in high school when Undertale came out. And I remember that one of the heaviest inspirations of Undertale was the Mother games. And that was when it was fresh in my mind. The Mother games were pretty fresh in my mind. Let's do Fox, and let's do... Who else? Pikachu, sure. Get the Sakurai did the Everyone Was Here thing, because it was his finale, but now it's a massive headache to cut a bunch of characters. Yeah, it is, oh, save, yes! I can save the game. Yeah. It's funny that Undertale is more popular than the Mother games. Not really. I mean, it was a Smash indie hit from the mid-2010s. Oh, go through the game again. Damn it, I'm dead. Okay. At this point, why are you attacking the cages? Yeah, true. It's just PD Piranha just chilling here, swinging his cages around. Like, what's the big idea, right? I'm gonna probably save. Select 4, Captain Falcon, Peach, Fox, Pikachu. Alright. Now I will save, because I have beaten the boss. Oh yeah, this is just like a Great Cave Offensive. Yeah, giant filler section. I'll get a little bit into this, and then I will probably end the stream. If I'm going at the rate that I have been today, I might actually be able to get done with Subspace just in the next stream. Oh, it's telling me I can go this way. Ow. Imagine I pick Captain Falcon, and I'm giddy, and then I die instantly. That would be cruel irony. Okay, so I haven't died instantly. Evil Door. Oh, it's Pit. Ow. That is not what that move does. Get my ass handed to me. Bro, this game feels like moving through mud. I tried to dash in a certain way, but it literally would not let me. Like, it feels like everything that he's doing is too fast. Get out of here. Nice. Nice going, idiot. And I did it! Alright, cool. I would say to cut Falcon for the same reason, but let's be real, he might as well be a Smash Bros. Original character now. Yeah, people fucking love Captain Falcon, myself included. You know? I played Super Smash Bros. At Super Smash Con, last year, Smash Con 2024, although I think they rebranded to Supernova. And I played Captain Falcon in the bracket, because I love Captain Falcon in Melee. I love the way that he plays. You know? You can just, like, I love the characters in Melee where I feel like I can go in and just overwhelm somebody with the amount of buttons that I'm pressing and the speed at which I can press them. Like, I'm just moving faster than they can, you know? Defense is optional in the way that I usually like to play, but I also have really good defense. In fact, probably, I would, in some ways, I could, if I'm, like, playing on a good day, I could compare myself to some of the, like, top players insofar as my defensive abilities. What's this way? A door. Uh-huh. Does this door mean progression? One time someone told me I shouldn't have picked Little Mac, and then I beat them with Little Mac. That's the best feeling. They like, it's like, oh, you shouldn't have picked this character, and they, like, because they assume they know, like, that you don't know what you're doing. It's like, motherfucker, I know damn well what I'm doing. I'm not going down there yet. Dead franchise, so no one cares about her anymore. Maybe. Evil door? Who's gonna be in here? Link. I see. What, that only did 8? That's kind of crazy. No, I tried to do the thing, the funny haha shine stall. Get out of here. That was completely unintentional, but also a really good setup. I keep Little Mac for another installment. If there isn't a new Punch-Out on Switch, then he gets cut in Smash 7. Yes, although I also think that's, like, looking a bit ahead. You know? The last Punch-Out game that came out was in 2009. Which was Punch-Out on the Nintendo Wii. Game that I actually have and have played and have beaten. Cool game. But, you know. I want to get all the characters and stuff. Okay. So if you go this way... Yeah, Punch-Out and the Nintendo Wii is how you got into Smash 4. Cheese. They just put a whole-ass wheel of cheese in this game? Sure. I think they'll seriously consider dropping it in Smash 6. I don't know. It's possible they kind of keep Little Mac around as, like, the joke character. That's one thing to consider. You know, because in Smash 4, Little Mac was, like, obviously the joke character. Oh, there's actually nothing over here. I've been bamboozled. I'll probably want to go back to that save point. I tech that. I'm sick with it. A save point in here, right? Unpopular take, but I'd seriously consider withdrawing Rosalina and Luma for Waluigi and another Mario rep. That's fair. Rosalina and Luma are actually kind of toxic. You know? There's no one else in the Mario universe that can really be cut. Yeah, not really. It's like, those are some of Nintendo's most well-known characters. Except for Piranha Plant. You could probably cut Piranha Plant. That I'll say. One-time meme character and not get into Smash 6. Yeah, that's true. What's down here? Oh, I perfect shielded that? I'm sick. I'm gonna need that before I go in here. Every ultimate character fighting each other at the same time on the same stage, that would be toxic as hell. I was gonna say, no way that kills him. How funny would that be? Got his ass. Nice. Out of all the shadow characters, looks like Kirby's the most trash. Possibly. Why am I fighting this guy? I can just leave. Or maybe I can't? Maybe he has decided that I can't leave, actually. Get out of here. That is the antithesis of spamming neutral. Up here. You can die off the top there? Hello? Alright, I'm going in with the turnip. Not sure what to do about DLC characters, although I think they shouldn't all be default characters in the next game. Some should be DLC again. You know, I really don't like the idea of DLC characters and stuff. I mean, I don't know. I think this could be like a little bit antiquated, but I miss the days when you bought a game and that was the game, and that was all the money you had to spend on it, you know? We live under capitalism? Yeah, I don't either, but Nintendo's gonna add them regardless. Yeah, that's true. You know, we should definitely assume that like that's the regular mode of business and stuff like that. I don't know. I'm just, you know, I'm not a huge fan of like microtransactions. Because I consider DLC characters to be like a form of microtransactions. One that's pretty integral to the experience of the game, right? Like it's a whole ass character, right? Try to get third-party most popular characters. Yeah, that's one of the benefits. One of the ways that Nintendo has been, like, okay with the DLC that they do is that I don't always care that much about the DLC characters. You know? Like, in retrospect, I would have been perfectly happy not to buy, like, Sora. You know? Over here. Absolutely nothing. Death is what's over there. What the hell? Imagine if Captain Falcon was DLC. There would be riots in the streets. Yeah, internet shitstorm. What is this? Oh yeah, you can't destroy those. Okay. God, that would be... Okay, that would be scummy as hell, but it would also be extremely funny. Smash Bros. Ultimate, but you have to purchase every single character other than Kirby. Like, he's the only one that you have unlocked, and you just can't unlock anybody unless you buy them. Funniest timeline alert. Yeah, Captain Falcon's always going to be there in the base game, I think. He's too popular not to. Oh, can't break that. Okay. What's in here? Why would anyone want to bother with the next Smash Brothers game when it comes out? You know, that's actually kind of a good question. I genuinely feel like unless they make Melee again, if they make the next game like just Melee, I feel like people would go for it. But then, like, they kind of escalated stuff so hard with Smash Ultimate that it's almost like, where do you even go from there? You know what I mean? Like, how are they going to outdo that? Or are they even going to try to? I did? No. No, I'm dead. That's game over. Yoshi Warrior character. Yeah, true. I'd cut Jigglypuff because he's not a recognizable rep of Pokemon these days, though he's an OG-12, he's never get cut. No, I wouldn't cut Jigglypuff. And from a business perspective, a large part of the Super Smash Bros. Audience knows who Hungrybox is. And Hungrybox plays Jigglypuff. He's never not played Jigglypuff. Except for when he's played Ness, I think. Hungrybox plays, like, he has a secondary Ness, but then he plays Jigglypuff, and his streams are huge. So from, like, purely from a business decision, I genuinely don't think it would be a very smart idea to cut Jigglypuff from the roster. Yoshi, you annoying fuck. Ugh, this game engine feels awful. And I hit a Deku Knight. Yeah, I sometimes forget that items are on in this. And you can't fucking wave dash or anything. I somehow DI'd that down and didn't die from getting hit by it. Does that kill? Oh my god, Knee is so strong. Nice trip. Thanks, game. No, I almost got the funny haha up B kill. Mash? Oh. Yeah, everybody who knows Smash Bros. Probably knows Hungry Box. Oh. Okay. Denise also joking Henry Stickmin because of his power level from Smash Bros. Really? I haven't seen a lot of the Henry Stickmin stuff as of late, but I didn't know that. I knew that they did a bit with like Falcon Punch and Falcon Kick, which was really funny. Wait, so what was the point of that? I just go in there and get fucked, and then that's it? Or what? Oh, I can go through here now. Can I go through here? Okay. I guess I'll find the next save point, and then that'll be it for stream. Ow. Fucking ow? You're a car. You shouldn't be able to jump. I'm alive? Hello? That's crazy. Give me that food. Do you have anything to mention for topics, or is that it? I think that was it for today. I talked about what all I wanted to talk about. I talked a little bit about the fires in LA. I mentioned one of the two things that I wanted to mention was like the fires and how like basically it's capitalism's fault that it got to that point because brush management wasn't deemed a profitable enough usage of like funds and stuff, so they just didn't do it. And they did all sorts of stuff that was like really ill-advised from a climate management perspective. And then like blow up, idiot. Wow, Fox up smash is strong. Laser reverse, because I'm cool. Got him. Don't let a far right person see this fight. Okay. Alright. I'm gonna save. And then, wait, what is this? Is this a... Oh! Wait. Okay, it teleports you to the other save points. That's cool. Let's see, where am I? Yeah, I'm back here now. Okay. Here I come! Come fire! Shout out to anybody who's seen that video. Okay. Back to map. Oh, the beginning, monkey versus princess. Yeah, that's true. They'd probably say, like... Fucking... They would say something... Dude, it doesn't even need to be, like, the low-hanging fruit. Because the far right looked at the LA fires and they were like, I bet this is black people's fault. Like, DEI or some shit. And I was like... Dog, they'll just say anything. The far right is in such a state that they just fucking terminally and eternally and like unendingly mad at minorities for existing. Like, what? Why? They're such sensitive bitches. Like, seriously. Like, bro, the existence of a guy that likes cock is so offensive to some people that they will spend their entire lives thinking about it. Seriously, people will, like, look at... It's that brainworms that causes them to see something like a photo of a football player and his girlfriend, and they'll be like, I bet that I can make this about me being mad at the Jews. And they'll say, like, this is what the Jews took from you or something. It's like, bro, why are you thinking about that so much that you see a picture and then that's instantly where your mind goes? It's funny and depressing that they have power now. Yeah, well, the people that have power are not necessarily that brand of the far right. They are the, like, richer than God types of the far right, you know, who are, like, casually racist, but not competitively racist. Although, to be fair, Elon Musk is probably that level of insecure, so that's, like, not great. Holy shit, Cody Schwab went live exactly at this moment, so I can raid him. The title of his stream, Channeling 2015 Leffen, in parentheses, by chain grabbing relentlessly. You know what? Fuck it. Let's go. Musk is the rare combined type? Yeah, true. Like, the far-right billionaire who genuinely is, like, at a personal level, that insecure about everything, but also will use, like, all of the hardcore true believer Nazis for, like, just to gain power so he can do, I don't know. You know, come to think of it, I actually don't even know what rich people want to do with, like, unlimited money. Like, what the fuck? They already have a slave workforce. Why? Like, even from a perspective of like, you being rich and hating humanity, which I guess is just what they are and what they do. Like, what the fuck would you even do with all of that money? I don't know. Anyways, enjoy Cody Schwab's stream.